Hi, I'm Mike.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Lauren. And I'm Melissa.
And we are the Kilroy family. We are on an adventure. We started in Phoenix, Arizona on Lake Pleasant. We've spent the last 3 years living on a houseboat in the desert. We sold our houseboat and we loaded up in a borrowed van all of our worldly possessions, like the Clampett family, and we are on a journey. We recently landed in Chesapeake, Virginia, and we found a little place on Airbnb that we're going to stay in for a week. And today's a big day for us. Our adventure that we're hoping to take off on here soon consists of purchasing and moving aboard a sailing catamaran, sailing down the Atlantic coast and through the Bahamas and the Caribbean. So today we actually have a catamaran that we're going to board and view and consider for purchase. So we'd like to invite you along and you can check it out with us, and we hope that you will follow us on the rest of our adventure. Bye!
Bye. Bye.
But we made it to the boat, and she's about what I was hoping for. We'll take you on a little tour here in just a second. It's a Corsair 3600, 1993 model, if I remember correctly. So basically it's 36 feet long, 20 feet wide. So she's here in Hampton, and we'll do a quick walk around. So just be prepared. It doesn't show well, which is exactly what we were hoping for. We wanted to find something that we could put a little bit of work into and make it our own and hopefully get a decent price for it. So let's take a walk and we'll see what she looks like. There she is. She looks pretty good from a distance, but as we get a little bit closer, you'll notice that she's extremely dirty and needs a good buffing and waxing. She's got a bunch of surface rust, which might scare a lot of people off, but I know that surface rust can be cleaned up fairly easily. So, like I said, this is kind of what we're looking for. Something that needs some work, but would fit us well. If we were to make an offer on this, we're hoping that the current owner would be willing to work with us on price due to the amount of work that needs to be done on it. So we look at the front here. It's got trampolines and it's got a nice sized bench there in the front. It's got sail lockers on both sides of the forward hulls. Those are they're locked up now, but I've seen photos. They are pretty decent size. So we'll go ahead and step aboard here. She's got curved plexiglass. There are a few panels that are starting to crack, so odds are that we would have to replace all of them. Her sails, from what I've been told, are in good condition. She's got a really tall mast. We're looking at about 55 and a half. That was what was in the description. The owner's friend is telling me it's closer to 60. We'll take a walk and look at the cockpit. It's got 7 large hatches before we get there that all open up, which would allow a decent amount of fresh air to blow through here, which is going to be good. This particular catamaran doesn't have air conditioning, which we're not too concerned with because the ones that do have air conditioning, we've learned, need to be plugged into shore power in order to operate. She's got nice swim steps. Make boarding easy after a nice swim. Got about 250 watts, if I remember correctly, of solar power, which will be good on the sunny days. We're stepping into the cockpit. This is Bill. Say hello, Bill.
Hey, hi. Good luck on your search for a boat.
Well, thank you very much.
I do that myself. I know it's a lot of work.
Yeah. So we've been told the electronics work other than the radar, right? There's Lisa. Hello.
You know her, do you?
I do. Very well. And Lauren.
A roll of this stuff. I thought this was wood.
Wow, all right. So we found a roll of the flooring. Well, that's good. So we'll step into the main salon here.
I'm gonna go behind Dad.
So this is a little different than some of the other models that we've looked at, where this one runs lengthwise rather than forward to rear. If I go over here and give you a good indication of the size, with Lauren sitting there, you see how much space there is next to her. Alyssa, go ahead and climb in on that far side so we can get an idea how much space we have. So this is good size. It's got a leaf, so the table would fold up. If you wanted to get cozy, I'm assuming we could fit 2, 4, maybe 8 people around this. So the 4 of us should have plenty of room. So we're over here on the starboard side. We run into this door here. And this is actually the shower. So it's a stand-up shower. Needs to be redone. Shower head portion is missing. But it's decent size. If I were to step in here, I'd have as much room as I had in the shower on the houseboat. So we can't really complain about that. It's got a good amount of light that comes in, which is nice. So if we continue down into the starboard hull, we'll have the galley forward. So we got a stainless sink. As we step down, we've got some decent amount of storage cabinetry, propane stove and oven, fridge freezer, some additional storage down here. So this is relatively deep. I think we've probably got about 6 feet of walking space here that we could work with. Decent amount of lighting again. Of course, like I said, this boat does not show well. It's pretty dirty, cluttered, to say the least. It's got good bones. That's the shower again up there. If we walk aft, this would be what would be one of the girls' rooms. It looks like it's probably a full-size mattress. It's actually decent size in here. Alright, so I was just informed that if we were to get this boat, this would be Lauren's room. I'm glad that the girls are working stuff out early. So it's got nice lighting in here. Feels pretty airy as I'm standing in here. I'm sure if I were to crawl up in here, I would have plenty of room. You see the carpeting throughout is dingy, would probably have to be replaced. These cabinets that they have are pretty cool. Nothing else, they've got neat little handles. Push it in, it locks it, so they're not flying around while you're sailing. Again, the galley, a bit more of an overall view. We'll go ahead and walk to the port side. Hi, girls.
Hello.
So as we walk over here, we've got the nav station. There's a screen for the radar. We're not quite sure what it is about the radar that's not working, but that would need to be either repaired or replaced. Over here is the head. We've got dual bathrooms. Maybe not dual, but separated functionality. Instead of having an all-in-one head and shower, you've got a separate head and shower. So we'll step down into the porthole and go to the rear, which would be Alyssa's room, apparently, if we were to get this. And again, it's cluttered, but it's a matching layout to what was on the other side. Decent amount of light. It's got its own hatch. The nylon covers are nice and allows to keep the sun out, keep the heat out, but we can still open these and let some fresh air in. Good lighting. Plexiglass needs to be buffed. It's got the same storage as we did on the other side. And we'll walk through to the master. So this has the same size berth, we'll call it, as the other two. A little storage, bookshelf, fan. We've got more storage under the bed, which would be handy. You saw the mirror when we came in. It actually opens up into a hanging locker. It's not too deep, but at least it could hang a dress in there. It wouldn't be wrinkled. I have a feeling that I wouldn't be hanging anything in there. So this also has a decent amount of lighting. This boat has a lot of windows and feels fairly open for a catamaran of this size, being only 36 feet long. We looked at some last year while we were in Florida. Looked at a PDQ and one other model that I can't remember. They seemed a little cramped. But overall, it's a sizable cat. And I think that if we had to, we could definitely live on something this size, which is what we're planning on doing. So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time.